And Sha Tin on Sunday with a 10-race program, mixed course racing, the first coming up down the straight at 1 o'clock. Paul Lally is here with all of the selections for the meeting. And in the first race, we have Country Dancer, who's a last start winner, carries an extra £5. Happy Horse has won twice over the 1,000 at Happy Valley. Gusty Fighter has the hood coming off, and the one-eyed blinker going on. Ace Talent is minus the hood. Plentiful's been on the improve. Yo-Yo Knight's had a stable change and wears a tongue tie for the first time. Happy Feeling wears blinkers and a tongue tie, and Bogos crossover noseband is off and the tongue tie has gone on. The speed map here, Paul, has Happy Horse leading.
I had to take a double take when I looked at this race because most of these horses run at Happy Valley around the 1,000 metres. But Happy Horse has run down the straight and led in the past. Cosmo Navigator coming here for the first time, as is Plentiful. Gusty Fighter, he's had a few goes down it. Ace Talent, Alloy King, first time for him here. Super Elite, Bo Goss, we've seen plenty of him this season. Gorgeous Vitality. Country Dancer normally comes from the back, as does Wind Speeder.
Well, we do start with a Country Dancer. As you said, Happy Valley's been the place for most of these, and all three replays come from the city circuit. We've got Wind Speeder and Plentiful also in this replay.
Yeah, Wind Speeder always gets back and he tends to run on. Look, a nice win here from Country Dancer. He'd been leading up to this. This was his 13th start when he did win. It's whether he can go back-to-back now on the different course with the big weight. He's got to carry 135. Bit of a blanket finish as well, but he got down his head down at the very right time.
Plentiful missed the start this night, and it might have been the making of him because he'd been a get-out-and-run horse and not finishing it off. There's Happy Horse getting through on the inside, and Wind Speeder, he appears again here too.
He does. He runs quite often, does Wind Speeder. Now, look, this might be the key, as you say, for this horse. Don't lead, because when he leads, he normally knocks up. We've seen that with Beauty Destiny as well, so maybe that's the key with him. I don't mind Happy Horse here, because he's run down the straight a few times and has raced quite well and just sort of faded at the very last bit. So here in Class 5, I think he's a big chance.
And Gorgeous Vitality running second. This somewhat of a return to form for Gorgeous Vitality, and Ho Ho Star has the informed combination of the moment of Zach Person and Dennis Ship.
Yeah, see how he goes over the straight. This is 1,200 as well. Gorgeous Vitality has raced well over 1,000 though. He did get up into Class 3, this horse. I don't think any of these other horses have done that. He just sort of knocked up a little bit late over the 1,200, so the 1,000 could be ideal for him.
And that is the replays for the first. What's your top four?
Going to go with Happy Horse on top here. Look, he's been down the straight a bit and run well. Has won off this rating before. I'm going to go over a clip for this Cosmo Navigator, but I think there is a win in him, and he's drawn the outside fence, so that's why I wanted to include him. Gorgeous Vitality, and then Plentiful having his first run down the straight. 3, 2, 7 and 8.
And that is the preview for the first race, Paul, with the Manfred Man, Matthew Chadwick combination to take the opener. And race number 2 now. This race is a Class 5 over the 1,400 metres. We've got Starline, who's been disappointing at the top of the book, but he is on the class drop. Gallant Crown has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going back on. Many Thanks Forever last start winner carries an extra £8. Fireball, a winner last weekend, extra £4, and he drops back in distance. Verbier has the blinkers going back on. Rattan World wears cheek pieces, and Regency Happy Star wears a crossover noseband for the first time. Speed here, Paul. Gallant Crown over the 1,400 and Go Hero share the lead.
Yeah, look, he's drawn barrier number 3, Gallant Crown, so I think he can get to the front. If it was 1,650, I'd say he'd lead by himself, but just over the 1,400 metres, he hasn't got as much pace, and Go Hero is another one that can come across and join him. Many Thanks Forever, positioned nice and handily when he won, as did Fireball last start. Regency Happy Star went forward, but he's got a wide draw, so he could just a bit struggle. He could struggle a bit, but Verbier should get a nice. Well, he'll try and get some cover, but he might be a little bit wide.
Many Thanks Forever with winning form is in our replay first of all. He's just camped off the speed here. Gallant Crown outside of the leader, turning for home. Got Gangnam Star, who was a bit keen last time, but has raced well in this grade previously.
He has. He's hard to catch, Gangnam Star, just a one-time winner. Look, it was a strong win here from Many Thanks Forever. He had been improving, and his last couple of starts have been quite good. And I thought he won with a bit of authority here. As such, he's gone up £8. But the way he won, maybe it's all just coming together for him, and he's starting to learn. So I'm going to include him.
That is our first replay. The second one was a horse that was good to you last weekend, Fireball at double figures. Bit of speed, so he ended up off the pace. It didn't stop him, and he's a two-time 1,400 metre winner.
Yeah, look, and one of the things with him is he's won in Class 4 before. So even though he's won and he's up in weight, he goes up to a rating of 34, but he has won off 43 in the past. So he is still capable. He's getting on a little bit now. He's an 8-year-old Fireball, so there's that slightly against him as well. But he did everything he needed to do here. He fought on strongly. And I'll include him again because he's still quite well rated. And it's not an overly strong race, this one.
Colours have had a good week. Northern Fireball winning on Thursday night at Happy Valley. Finally, Flying Phantom, one start over the 1,400 metres. This is it. There he is in the pink and blue colours at the back. Regency Happy Start. Rattan Well runs on well also from near enough to last turning for home.
Yeah, look, I thought this horse would have won a race by now, Flying Phantom, because he did run a really good second off a 50 rating last season. He's now down to this rating of 37. He's by dissident, so the 1,400 metres looks good, even up further the way he's bred. But look, the gap just sort of closed there, and he just had to come off heels momentarily. And when he did, he really finished off the race strongly. Super Charizard and the grey horse there bolted up on Wednesday night, so that form's been franked as well.
Is it enough for Flying Phantom to be the one to beat?
Yeah, so we'll go with him, Flying Phantom, see if he can break through here in Hong Kong. He's on top to beat Manny Thanks Forever and Fireball. They're both last start winners. Rattan Well needs some luck because he gets back, but he always runs on nicely, and I can see him running on well. For fourth, he did run fourth at his last start, 3, 6, 8 and 12.
Zach Purton for John Size. Paul's selections for race number 2 with Flying Phantom. Third race is the highest grade race of the day. It is a Class 2 and it's over the 2,000 metres. They line up this way. Senor Toba, he's a winner over the 2,000 metres. Money Catcher has placed 4 from 10 at the trip. Awesome Fluke, he's come out of Group 2 racing last time. Romantic Thor, second start in Hong Kong. Winning Dragon, a course and distance winner 2 runs ago. Then we've got Bravehearts, who's won 2 from his last 3. And Naval Force, a newcomer to Hong Kong now with Pierrong, has had 3 trials in preparation for this, Paul, with Winning Dragon crossing Money Catcher.
I think he will. Look, Money Catcher in the old days would have led this race, no question. But he's a bit older, an older horse now. And Winning Dragon, with those younger legs, I think can cross him. Star Contact likes to go forward. Bravehearts, Awesome Fluke. Now, Romantic Force sort of set 5th or 6th at his debut run here in Hong Kong over a shorter distance, but now that he's drawn 8, I just thought he might have to go back because there's not much of a run to that first bend.
We do start with Bravehearts though, Paul. He's just been racing so well, and despite the fact this is a Class 2 race and he hasn't got any form previously in Class 2, he's not going to get a better opportunity in this grade, is he? No,
he's not. And look, he did arrive on an 82 rating and he's still lower than that at 76 as well. So he is, you know, as far as that is concerned, he's still quite well handicapped, is Bravehearts. And look, he did everything right here. He just got to go a little bit further back than he'd like to have, but he fought on strongly here for third. So he's had a really good season with 2 wins in this third.
That is the first replay. Second one is a newcomer in Naval Force, and this is up at Chung Fa last time. He wears the red and black colours. Quite a strong trial field, this one. That's Helene Feeling in front. Moments in Time, wider out. Has he done enough to grab your attention?
Well, he's drawn 10, so I think he's going to have to go back Naval Force. Look, the thing with him is that he's had sort of these trials leading into it, and he's starting off here over 2,000 metres. Now, he did run up over to about 2,400 in the UK. Look, he's a 3-year-old about to turn 4 on the 1st of January, so I think he's here for the Derby. This just might be a stepping stone for him.
And finally, we stay up at the trials here with Money Catcher over 1,600 metres. He wins this. Romantic Thor steps up in distance, and he was lurking under a pretty nice hold in behind Money Catcher here.
Yeah, it wasn't too far behind as well. I just wonder what they're going to do for 8 around that first bend, because the one thing you don't want to do is be trapped wide, and if he can slot in, then that'll be the good opportunity for him. He's had this run. He's already had a run now. Look, Money Catcher was kept up to it and did it, but he just he just hasn't been showing it on race day recently, Money Catcher, so that was my concern.
It's a Class 2, and at one end there's plenty of chances in the race because it's one of the most open Class 2s we're going to see for quite some time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm going to go with a horse coming up into the grade day, which is Bravehearts. He's ran third in his last start there, and I'll put him on top to beat Winning Dragon, who can dictate from the front. Awesome Fluke. Now, he can make this mid-race move, as we have done before, if the pace doesn't suit him. He's run third off an 80 rating, and he's getting close to that as well. So he's capable. And a horse who's been out of form recently is Talabagil. I mean, he ran second off 97 before. That's 10 rating points higher than he is now. And he has been coming out of some really strong races. So I'll give him a chance on a minor line here over the 2,000 metres. 9,743.
And that is the preview for race number 3. There's the distance race of the afternoon. And race number 4 now. This race is a Class 4 event over the distance of 1,400 metres. He was Mies on the class drop. Indeed's had a quiet trial since his last start third. Beauty Missile blinkers off, cheek pieces go back on. Seamus Storm on debut has had 6 trials. Leadox dropping back from the 1650. Pearl of Pangs has the blinkers on for the first time. Clear Courage first up has had 3 trials. And Little Fairy, his best form at this stage is down in Class 5, Paul, with Pearl of Pangs and Oriental Tycoon sharing the lead.
Yeah, blinkers on, as you mentioned, for Pearl of Pangs. So with those blinkers on, and he does like to go forward anyway, he's drawn nicely. Oriental Tycoon's drawn wide. The outside has got Brittany Wong on with that £10 claim, so I think they'll be positive with him. Great Spirit can get a nice run. Master Phoenix was a lot handier last time and sort of held his place. Clear Courage has come from midfield to win a recent trial as well.
Here is Indeed in our first replay. He and Master Phoenix. This was his second run, Master Phoenix. He hasn't been too far away in either of them, and Indeed comes into the race in not bad form either. Do these two figure?
Yeah, definitely Master Phoenix. I think he's a good chance, and Indeed on a minor line. Indeed just can't get a draw. He's come into 9, but his last 3 starts have been 11, 10 and 14, so he has to just go a little bit further back than he would like. Master Phoenix was one of the favourites in this race and just sort of held his place there, but it still wasn't a bad run, and he was only second up, so he's still a young horse learning at the game.
First starter, Paul, Seamus Storm. 6 trials, this the most recent of them, and he was pretty good in this trial. He's had no luck with the draw either, though, on debut. Barrier 13.
So I think that they've been quiet riding him in the trials. So as such, I thought they might go back with him from Barrier 13. But there is some good pace in this race with the likes of Oriental Storm in this race. So, look, the trial looked good and he did it effortlessly enough. I think he's a good newcomer here to Hong Kong. Oriental Tycoon, I should say, not Storm. But look, a really nice trial win from him. So I think he's got plenty of ability, this horse.
It's a good report for Seamus Storm. What about Pearl of Pangs? The blinkers have gone on and that seemed to really sharpen him up. He goes on and wins this trial by about 3 lengths.
He goes in as well. Look, as you say, he's had a bit of experience now with these blinkers on for the first time. He's had the 4 starts and he hasn't run too badly. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 5 with Matthew Chadwick aboard, and the trial was good. So he's going to put himself right into the race. Yeah, he definitely has to go in, I think.
It's a good report for Pearl of Pangs. So have we seen just about your top 4 throughout the replays there?
Yes, we have. We've seen them, I think, there with the 5 on top there, which is a Seamus Storm. I'm going to put him on top to beat Master Phoenix, Pearl of Pangs, and Indeed. So, yep, we covered all 4 nicely there. 5, 4, 10 and 2.
As easy as that, hopefully as easy as that for the first leg of the Triple Trio, race number 4. Race number 5, Class 4 on the turf, this one, and it is a race where Galvanic is at the top of the book and he has placed 2 from 4 course and distance. Master of My Universe comes to Sha Tin for the first time, but he can't draw a gate. First starters California Blitz and Top Dragon. We've got Lucky Blessing, who's shown speed in his 2 starts to date. Bienvenue has the blinkers going on. Good Prospect has the crossover noseband off. Fun and Glory wears cheek pieces for the first time, and Campfire is minus a hood in the 5th. Paul, as Lucky Blessing with that 10-pound claim's going to lead them up again.
Showing a lot of pace, this horse, Lucky Blessing. So I think he can lead again. Dan Attack can put himself there with Northern Newborn Miracle. Sea Sapphire, now he's changed stables and he hasn't led. He used to be a really reliable leader, Sea Sapphire, but I think they'll be tempted to go forward because he did win his races from the front. California Blitz on debut, Top Dragon on debut. Got good prospect, I think, can run on. He'll go back. I think Master of My Universe is going to have to go back from that awkward draw.
And we start with Nick with an interview with Zach Purton, who rides Master of My Universe.
Zach, Master of My Universe is a horse you're going to ride here at Sha Tin for the first time. 2 very good runs at Happy Valley. He's run second in both of them.
He has. He's a little bit of a victim of his poor barrier starts. He gets a little bit far back, and as we know at the Valley, that's never ideal, but for a horse that's only had a couple of starts, he comes through the field nicely and he has a bit of a crack. He just needs a little bit more time to wind up, so hopefully Sha Tin with the longer straight will suit him.
Talking about sort of luck and barriers, etc. There was that bit of Purton wizardry last time, and from a wide draw, you got him into a fairly decent spot, it must be said.
Well, he walked out the gate, so I was able to cut across the back of them and get down to the fence, and we had a beautiful run in the race from there, but yeah, I'd prefer him not to walk out the gates like that.
Indeed. He's trained by John Size, of course. His horses are going well. He's sort of the typical John Size horse, isn't he, really, that just keeps progressing with racing. I mean, he looks a real nice type.
Yeah, you know, he's not overly robust, so he's going to continue to hopefully get better as time goes on. And you know, one thing he has shown that he's got a little bit of ring craft. He's been fairly good in amongst other horses, and you know, that's one of the biggest things to overcome when you're first starting off. So I think he's done a really good job.
He certainly has. You yourself have done an excellent job, especially on Boxing Day. Let's wind the clock back to Happy Valley's most recent meeting. We had the 10 races. You took 6 of them. Quite the evening, Zach.
It was. You know, the horses sort of, for the most part, drew well and were in fairly good form, so they were able to take advantage of that. And you know, they all turned up and performed at their best, which was great. And you know, it's just a shame I drew the outside gate in the last race, because with a barrier he probably wins too. But you know, I drew quite well on a few other horses that took advantage of those gates, so it levels itself out a little bit. But it was a great night and a great way to finish a year.
I believe, having read an article, I think it's about 14 years, didn't Brett Preble do the same feat, but that was obviously a day meeting.
It was. He teamed up with Casper Founds. Casper trained 6 winners. I think Brett was on all 6 of them, so yeah, it's very rare. Brett's only done it once prior to me, and you know, so many things can go wrong at the Valley, especially on the C+3 even more so. But you know, even on the A course, you can draw well, but the pace of the race goes against you and you get shuffled and you can't get into it at the right time. It's a really tricky track, so to have multiple winners there is not easy, and you know, it's, like I said, it's a nice way to finish a year.
We're all following it, but it's a nice indentation into the Douglas White record as well. I suppose it makes life a little bit easier going forward, having sort of knocked 6 off there on Boxing Day. Yeah,
so I'm not too worried about that. It's just a matter of time. It's going to happen. I was hoping to get it done before the end of the year, but I've run out of time. Hopefully we can get it done, you know, in the next few weeks. But I've got 15 or 17 winners or something to go. So you know, I'm going to need to be at my best to knock that over in a few weeks, but I'll be trying to.
There he is, Zach Purton. That's Zach's thoughts on Master of My Universe, Paul. We're going to have a look at his trial since up at Chung Fa. Not asked to do too much in this, a pretty typical John Size trial. What about Good Prospect, who also appears here?
Yeah, I'm going to put them both in because Good Prospect ran nicely at his last start and did catch the eye. So I think he's definitely a chance in the race as well. This is a nice quiet trial from Master of My Universe, just keeping him up to the mark, really. So a nice piece of work from both these two leading into the race. But Master of My Universe, as Zach said, his ring craft's pretty good. He seems to know what he's doing, but he just can't get that good barrier draw. He's got barrier 11.
No, he certainly cannot. One horse that drew okay on debut and has shown plenty of early pace is Newborn Miracle. This is actually his second start, and he improved between the two of them. has the pace to put himself in the right spot again.
Yeah, barrier 3, so he should be right there once again. And Jerry Chow's in great form at the moment. He's ridden him in all 3 starts. I think he's the biggest danger too, Master of My Universe. Look, he sort of, the gap came for him. He couldn't quite finish it off because he did run 3rd. But he's had this 2 runs now, and he's a horse that, with these runs under his belt, I think he's going to be there. It's run 2nd, of course, not 3rd. Yep. And Triumphant Moore, the horse at 1, did set up some pretty slow sectionals in front.
Yeah, he looks pretty smart, Triumphant Moore too. Now, California Blitz, the man that did the interviews for these thought that perhaps this was an all-weather race and this was by far his best trial. So we'll blame operator error for that, because he was going to be a long shot for me on the all-weather, but it's a turf race.
Yeah, it is a turf race, but drawn barrier 2, he's got a nice draw. He's by Capitalist, this horse. So, yeah, the dirt might be his future for him. The trial was pretty good. These type of horses always go well at Happy Valley as well. So there might be some versatile. If he doesn't go well here at Sha Tin, there's options for this one, because I think they can try over the all-weather or Happy Valley.
All right, we'll leave him out. Who are we putting in?
You blazed over that quickly. 2 to beat 3 here for me. We're going to have Master of My Universe to beat Newborn Miracle. Good prospect. We saw his trial. Down Attack, his win was over 1,200 off a higher rating. 2, 3, 10 and 14.
Paul with Zach Purton to move another win closer to Douglas White by winning race number 5. Race number 6 now. It's preview time for this one. It's a Class 4 and it's over the 1,200 metres. This one is on the all-weather. Off-Road Master, last at all-weather winner, carries an extra £8 for it. Shanghai Style has a better draw. Sunny Darling likes to go forward. Nebraskan's raced well his last 2 from wide gates. He's placed 2 from 3 course and distance. Chilkaka fitter for his debut run. Jolly Companion gets a £10 claim. Unison has the blinkers and the crossover noseband off, and the pacifiers with cowls going on for the first time, Paul. And with the £10, Jolly Companion leads.
Yeah, he likes to go forward. Off-Road Master sat handy when he won last time. Sunny Darling's got a lot of pace. If Jolly Companion doesn't get out of the gates, and Sunny Darling can easily lead. Nebraskan likes to go forward. Shanghai Styles led in the pass as well. Concord Stars trolled well on the surface, so he won't be too far away either.
We go to Nick with David Eustace, the trainer of Fortune Warrior.
David, Fortune Warrior, a runner for you coming up on the weekend on the all-weather. Good effort last time, having sort of had to change tactics from a wide draw.
Yeah, he's a horse that we've been trying to sort of get to relax, and just so that he might be a little bit less one-dimensional in his races. So he got a really good, sort of clever ride from Alexi. We were keen to get him switched off. He ended up being quite a long way back, but he closed off well.
I guess where he was drawn, David, I mean, 12, you sort of had to take your medicine, or Alexi did, and that was the way you probably had to ride him. Was your hand forced a little bit, I suppose, from there?
Yeah, definitely, particularly what we were trying to do. I didn't really want to push forward from the barrier and undo the runs prior, trying to get him to relax. So he actually surprised me as to how well he did relax, and you sort of showed the turn of foot that he does have when he did. So it bodes well, hopefully, going forward.
Yeah, and I guess the way he used to run his race, obviously made all to win one day as well. This is he's only had a few runs for you now. Have you sort of seen that improvement since he's joined your stable? I mean, we know enough about him, but has he shown you all the right signs?
Well, I suppose he did the other day for the first time. I thought his second run had some merit. But as I say, I was keen to get him to relax, because he has actually won over 7 and a mile in Australia. So I'd like to get to at least 7 at some stage.
Yeah, absolutely interesting on the Aussie form. And I suppose just finally, he's £5 lower than his only win here as well. So you might just have a pound or two to play with. Would that be fair?
Well, yeah, obviously on figures that would suggest to be the case. So he showed last start that he's certainly capable of winning a race of this nature, and it made sense to come back to the all-weather. And I think 10 days for a horse that can race a bit fresh, and has now got 3 runs under his belt. So it's
a race of a number of chances, this one, Paul. So that's Fortune Warrior. We move on to all-weather racing with Off-Road Master, who just holds handy on the rail. Shanghai Style runs second. We'll see him a couple of times. Also out of this race is Jolly Companion, who's trapped wider but will carry no weight and a much better draw.
Yeah, so I think from barrier 1, Jolly Companion will be sort of right there in the front. But nice win from this off-road master. He sat handy, but he can sit handy once again. And as you say, he looked like Shanghai Style was going to go past him there, but he just kept fighting on the inside. So he's got that will to win, there's no doubt about it. So he's going to go in again for me, off-road master.
Off-road master there as we move on to the second replay, and Shanghai Style is in this one too. He had no luck with the gate here. Nebraskan second and Sunny Darling third. So it's one of these races, Paul, where they clash a lot, and here's another 3 of them.
Yeah, look at Sunny Darling. Like, he can either lead or get the trail, so he's going to get his chance once again as well. Nebraskan's had a few chances now, and he's drawn barrier number 9, so he might just have to work a little bit to get across Nebraskan. But look, he was one that was on the cusp for me. But I'm going to put Sunny Darling in. Did like the way he fought on strongly here, and it was only sort of just, you know, these 2 horses were both bombed late by Akapau, who recently retired.
Yeah, it won't be the same without him running on the other. He's always there, Akapau, so hopefully he has a good retirement. Now, have you been waiting for this horse to get back onto the all-weather since he did this? Mr. Energia, Shanghai Style appears again in this race. He can't have done any more 1-for-1 on the all-weather.
Yeah, a really nice strong win from this horse, and he's been running really well on the turf. I haven't been waiting for him to get back because I've been sort of following him on the turf as well. I thought he could win there, but he has gone close in some strong races. But this is obviously his go, the surface, and the way he flattened out and won this, he won so easily. So, look, I think he can win again.
That's a good report for him. And one more to have a look at, that is Chilkaka, who came into the race at his race debut this night. He gets to the outside and he does run on for third. So with some natural improvements, can he trouble this field?
Oh, I'm going to include him. I thought it was a strong debut for a horse on the surface. He obviously does like it here on this all-weather. He's drawn 12, but he went back last time. He's going to have to go back again. And he's one that's been running on. There is a little bit of pace in this race. So, look, I think he can figure once again. I think it's this is slightly stronger, this race, but he can still figure.
All right, but Mr. Energia for you.
Yeah, he's on top, Mr. Energia. So I think he can win this. Going to make him the best, actually, Mr. Energia. Off-road master, the last start winner, Chilkaka, and Sunny Darling can get that nice trail, 6, 1, 7 and 4.
Race 6, number 6, and another win for Zach Purton for Paul with Mr. Energia. Race 7 upcoming now, and this race is a Class 4 and it's over the 1400 metres. Ballistic Wind gets a £7 claim. The Absolute is first up. Panda goes to the 1400 metres for the first time. Not Usual Dragon has the blinkers and the shadow roll off. The cheek pieces are on him. Strath Peppers had no luck with the draw again. He won from barrier 2, but apart from that, it's all double figure gates for him. Carry On Smiling has the hood off and the cheek pieces on. And down the bottom, So Treasure has won a trial at Chung Fa leading into this race. It'll draw barrier number 2, but it's a first starter leading, Paul.
£10 claim, Brittany Wong aboard. I think there's some intent there. Has gone forward in most of his trials as well. So I think he can get across to the front. So Treasure's drawn nicely in barrier 1. Dragon Forces always puts himself right there. My Flying Angel, another one who likes to go forward, but just might have to work if he's to get outside. Quick win. Strath Pether, Absolute can get a nice run. And Ballistic Win also.
We go straight to Nick with the trainer of Strathpeffer. It's Douglas White.
Douglas White, Strathpether lines up for you in the 1400 metre Class 4 race. You must have been pleased to get a second win with him last time.
Yeah, he's been as honest as the day's long. There's not much of him. He's a real pony, but he's all heart, and a lot's going to boil down to barrier draw. But I've given him a short freshen up. His trial over the 1,000 a week ago was satisfactory. That's standard for him, and his work yesterday morning was as good as what you get. So I'm happy with his form going into the race.
You mentioned he's all heart, Dougie. I mean, I went back and had a look at his win last time. I mean, if any horse really wanted to win on that day, it was probably him, because he really stuck his head out, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But if you look back at his form, he's bumped a few possible Class 3 horses that have ended up there, and he's just been a victim of circumstances with draws and paces. But yeah, he really does try.
And that trial you gave him, that was down the straight over 1,000. He came through it okay?
Yeah, he did. He's pulled up well.
it was just to get the rustiness out of him and get him back on track. He hasn't raced for 6 weeks, so that was all it was.
Just going back through sort of the history books, if you will, Dougie, it's also owned by Mr. and Mrs. Ian Bruce, obviously long-standing supporters of the game in Hong Kong and in View. I mean, you've ridden winners for them too, haven't you? So it must be quite pleasing to train winners for them also.
Yeah, it goes back a long way. I've ridden a lot of winners for them. And they've been around for a long time. They're the old school of Hong Kong. And that's when I first came. I met Ian, and it's been a wonderful journey.
There is Douglas. Paul, we'll move on from Strathpeffer to Ballistic Win, who runs third last time. He's been a victim of his consistency, one of these horses that keeps going good races, thus having to carry top weight, and Benno's had enough. He's gone for the claim.
Yeah, so the claim makes him quite get down towards a rating that he can win at. He's only won the 1 from 12 starts, but as you say, he's been placed in 7 of those 12 starts. So he is very consistent. He gets back, he runs on. And with the claim, he comes in the race quite well off. So he's definitely going to be a chance once again. He has been beaten favourite in 4 of his last 5 starts, though.
That is Ballistic Win. Here is Panda, and the way he's been racing over 1,200 metres, it looks as though the 1,400 metres is not going to be an issue for him. You can see him well back there, Paul. He does like to get back and run on.
Yeah, it's funny this, because he did win his race over 1,000, didn't he? But now up to the 1,400 for the first time, drawn nicely enough in barrier number 6. The stable's definitely in form at the moment, so it was a nice enough run here. He did catch the eye finishing off, so let's see if he can do it over the 1,400 metres. He's got the right draw to do that.
And he's got the Dennis ship polish on at the moment, and there's plenty of winners coming out of that barn. What about Forerunner? He's had a while between races, about 10 weeks or so. Couple of trials. This is one of them recently where he ran 5th. He has won just the once from 15 starts, and that was his very first race.
Off this rating. So he has won off a 52 rating before. Another one who's been placed numerous times, though. 8 times he's been placed. Runs on. He hasn't minded the wet tracks too that we sort of got last sort of June. He was running really well at that time of year. From 13 he'll get back, he'll be running on, but there's definitely a level of form there, so I have included him on a minor line.
And finally, what about the Absolute, who comes here first up also? He has had a couple of trials and has placed first up in the past.
Yeah, he was placed in unlucky when he was first up, and then he won second up over the 1,400 metres. He's starting off over 1,400 metres here. Look, he ran second to horses like Sunlight Power, at first up. He's only had the 7 starts. There's definitely plenty of ability there. I like this trial. He finished off the trial nice and easy. So I'm going to make him the long shot. Hopefully he comes up a price fresh up.
There you go, straight from that replay onto the top of the selections.
Yeah, we'll put him in the Absolute, so we'll see if he can go well fresh once again. Ballistic Win, Dragon Force, he's another one that's always close up and never far away. Zach Purton be aboard him, and Forerunner on a minor line. So end up with 2, 1, 11 and 5.
That is the selections for race 7. Value for Paul with number 2, the Absolute. Race number 8 now. This is a 1,000 metre Class 3 race, and Healthy's won 2 from his last 3. Carroll Street's a 5-time course and distance winner. We've got Oreo coming back from the 1,400 to the 1,000. Heroic Masters placed 2 from 3 here. O-Liners won a trial leading into this. Cheval Valiant goes forward, and Grand Nova, a last start winner, comes up into grade Class 3 for the first time. But Paulie does draw the other side, Grand Nova, so he's near the inside rail.
Yeah, he is. So I think he'll sort of come down the middle of the track there, or with Grand Nova. But Cheval Valiant, he's one of the fastest horses out of the gates. He should lead easy enough. O-Liner's got speed. Magic Hello showed some speed but no stamina at his debut run in Hong Kong. Super Fortune, another one that likes to go forward as well. Healthy, Parterre, back to 1,000. Carroll Street's drawn the outside rail, but he likes to go back.
We go straight to Nick with the trainer of Heroic Master. It's Frankie Law.
Frankie, Heroic Master, a runner for you down the straight at Sha Tin coming up. He hasn't been here very often, but it was a very good run last time.
Yes, not easy to find the happy early again. So this time I put him back to Sha Tin, 1,000 straight, because you can see he have one time finished second. So I just let him race, yeah.
Yeah, his form figures here down the straight, a 3rd, a 6th and a 2nd. So I know he hasn't been here very often, but he can run a good race here, can't he?
Yeah. You can see in Happy Valley 1000, always got some prize money for the owner. So I try to find the 1000 Happy Valley, but sometimes coming this month, no more 1000 Happy Valley. So I just put him Sha Tin, yeah.
And just reflecting on his run last time at Happy Valley, Frankie, I mean, he came from a long way back. He was making up some really good ground late. I suppose maybe a little bit closer in the run, he would have got that bit closer, but it was still a good run in defeat.
Yes, the jockeys that report me, he just a little bit jump slow. So if he jump better, I think it should be really close, yeah.
There's Frankie on Heroic Master. We go to racing now, Paul. A couple of starts ago for Healthy, where he gets the job done, and so many of the horses out of that race line up again in this race on Sunday.
Yeah, they do. So, look, I wanted to highlight Super Fortune here because, look, he didn't carry too much weight here, but he does meet Healthy a lot better. Healthy went bang, winning those two races, like from a week, or was it Wednesday, Sunday, wasn't it? So when he did win the two, and then has had a run since. But I thought with a really light weight once again, Super Fortune is really well rated at the moment. Looks like a win from him, looks like not too far away at all. I mean, he's won off 68 and 70 in the past, and he is down to a 61 rating at the moment, so he looks really well rated.
It's a good report for him. What about Class 4 form coming up in grade? Grand Nova, who has raced well down the straight a couple of times now. This is a 56.4 1,000 metre run last time, but he will have to do it in a harder grade this week.
He will, but it was a nice strong win from him. And look, he is a two-time winner now, Grand Nova. He's only had 8 starts in total and has won those 2 races. So, look, he is more than, I think he's got rating points in hand. He's a younger horse going through the grades. He's still a 4-year-old, is Grand Nova. So, look, I think he can run well once again.
And one more replay to have a look at. That's the leader, Cheval Valiant. He's going to be there for quite some time. Skycapper's with him here. He fades to 4th, but how long will Cheval Valiant be in the top 4 for?
Yeah, for a while, and hopefully he does finish in the top 4 because I've got him in as my 3rd selection. Like, he's going to look like the winner at some stage. He just goes straight out to the front, but I think it's just that last 50 metres you've got to close your eyes and hold your breath and everything with him. He's got the claim, he's got the lightweight, and it's just catch me if you can, and this is the sort of thing he can do. But on race day, he normally finds one that can pass him. But in saying that, he can hang on, and he has been placed numerous times. So you always get a sight for your money.
You do. He's had a bit of a freshen up between runs too, has Cheval Valiant. Who do you like in the 8th?
I'm going to go with the one at the bottom. I'm going to go down the bottom of the weights for this race, which is Super Fortune to beat Grand Nova and Cheval Valiant. And we heard from Frankie there with Heroic Master. So 14, 12, 11 and 6.
And that is the preview for race number 8, the first leg of the late treble. Race number 9 is on the all-weather. High-grade race, Class 3 it is. They look this way. Wonder Kit at the top of the book. 2 starts for 2 placings on the surface. Gummy Gummy's first up. Full Credit was second behind stablemate Sing Dragon last time. Packing Bowl last start winner. £10 claim this week, so actually carries less weight than the victory. We've got Happy Fat Cat, who just needs to improve a little. He's having a struggling season so far. Giant Leap comes onto the surface for the first time, and Happy United has the blinkers off and the pacifiers with the cowls going on him. Speed here, Paul. Straight to the front, Packing Bowl.
Worked last time, didn't he? It was Catch Me If You Can. Hong Kong Hall's got some really good speed, though, as well. So, look, I think both these 2 horses can cross Full Credit, who has drawn barrier number 2. Wonder Kit's got speed on the surface, has a Giant Leap. Happy United. Gummy comes in fresh. Now, Happy Fat Cat missed the start last time and went back. If he jumps, he might be a place closer, but it's all a bit of what happens when he jumps. Self-Improvement, another one that with all his pace in the race, he might be a place further back than he normally is, but I'm pretty sure Rising from Ashes and Celestial Harmony will be back.
Speaking of back, Nick is back. He's with the trainer of Full Credit. It's Mark Newnham.
Mark Newnham, Full Credit is a horse you're returning to the all-weather, and understandably so after his run last time.
Yeah, look, he was really good behind our other horse, Sing Dragon, who's a good all-weather horse. He's always shown in his trials that he likes the surface, but it was the first time to really give him a test. And he passed it with flying colours. He's worked well since, he's trialled well since. And looking at the entries for the race, it looks like it'll be a very fast run race, so he may need to be adaptable as he was at his last start.
And I guess punters will read obviously through the form. I mean, that was a Class 2 last time, so a deeper race, and he was beaten by, as you'd have a good handle on the form, a pretty handy all-weather horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's taken a couple of runs to get to his best again this season, but his last couple of runs have been solid, and you know he's in a race that looks suitable.
And I guess just looking at it, I mean, Sing Dragon probably got first run on him. I guess if you match the pair of them up again, would there be much between them or not?
No, not much at all. And even going into the race, I didn't think much between them. It's the one just had established form on the dirt, whereas the other was first time. He probably just had his momentum slowed a little bit when he was coming between them. But, Sing Dragon's pretty hard to beat on the dirt.
He certainly is. And just finally, Mark, on that trial, was that just a matter of sort of process with a horse like him? Did he obviously needs it just in between runs?
Yeah, look, he does. He's a big horse, so he does require a bit of work. And I just thought, that would just keep him well up to the mark for this race.
That is Mark Newnham on full credit. We move on to race replays now, Paul, starting with winning form with Packing Bowl. Both he and Self-Improvement are in pretty good form at the moment. He couldn't quite pull him back this day, though, Self-Improvement.
No, he couldn't, could he? And look, he got the winning break. Apprentice this time, so look, he's still going to have that light weight, as you mentioned. He will carry less weight, but it's just whether he can put two together. I mean, he did everything right here. He was just sort of stopping late, and you could see them starting to charge at him, but he managed to hang on. So it's just how he's rated in front there with the Apprentice, and he could easily steal the race once again.
Wonder Kit. Now, back onto the all-weather. We go back to Happy Valley a couple of starts ago for him. He's a horse that's been out of the money since at Sha Tin, but he hasn't raced too bad on the inside track at Sha Tin.
But there was a rain about this horse this day when he did run second. Now, I think he does like a bit of sting out of the ground, and he's also raced well on the all-weather with two starts to date. He's actually run third off 88, and he's down to an 86 rating. So, look, I think he's capable of upsetting in this race.
That's a good report for a Wonder Kit. And finally, Gummy returns. He's a nice enough horse too. He's been off the scene with a tendon injury. Comes up with barrier number 12, but he's never missed money when it comes to the 1,200 metres on the all-weather from 6 starts.
Yeah, loves the all-weather, this horse, and does go well fresh. Ran second behind Galaxy Patch in the Pokoi Cup last season off a similar rating. So barrier 12 is just what he's got to overcome. But we know at his best he's very good. There's, obviously he's got that health warning because he's had that tendon injury. But the trial looked pretty good. Look, I didn't want to completely leave him out, but I am wary of coming in fresh. So I have put him in, but just on a minor line.
Minor line for Gummy, but win line for Wonder Kit.
Yeah, we'll go with Wonder Kit. We'll see what price he comes up with this horse, but he's on top to beat Full Credit, who should be one of the favourites after his last start. Gummy, and Self-Improvement, so honest on the surface. So near the top of the book this time, 1, 3, 2, 4.
Almost the running numbers, but the 3 to beat 2 for second, and they're all chasing Wonder Kit for Paul in the 9th. And race number 10, the final race on the program, and this is a Class 3 over the 1,400 metres. Torbjorn Prince, a last start winner, carries an extra £8. Beauty Crescent's on a 7-day backup. Tamra Blitz is 1 second up. Winning Gold has the cheek pieces and the hood coming off. Illuminous has the visor off and the blinkers going back on. Beauty Viva race last weekend, and a better draw for Storm Rider with Leslie down the bottom, having the pacifiers with the cowls off and the blinkers going back on. Paul, the outside gate, no stopping Torbjorn Prince leading.
Yeah, exactly. I think he can go to the front and lead. Storm Rider, he's drawn a lot better, so he can get himself into a nice position. Charming Legend, Winning Wing, Low Rider, excellent value. Both 3 newcomers. They should be all sort of midfield there. The rest of the horses generally get back.
We start with a pretty promising horse called Mark Wynn, who's won 2 from 4 and unlucky not to have won 3 from 4. Beauty Crescent, Charming Legend, they place to him here. Are they chasing minor money again behind Mark Wynn this week?
It was a good win from this horse, and he actually looks, it was a strong form race, this one. Johanna Brahms has come out of it and won really impressively. Charming Legend's only had the 2 starts, so he's entitled to keep improving. But I thought Mark Legend beat him here fair and square. But I still like Charming Legend. I think he's going to run well. But the way Mark Wynn won, he's just done nothing wrong since he's got here.
He's got extra 8 pounds on his back, but he's jogged it there. Into the second replay, Torbjorn Prince led last time and was able to hold them off. He will have an extra 8 pounds on his back, but does have an informed Zach Burton too.
Yeah, he does, and you can see him going really nicely here over the 1400 metres. Second up now, he's drawn 13. He might just have to work to get across, and he has had some roaring issues. So there's a couple of internal issues there for him, but he always runs well, and the 1400 metres might be the key for him rather over the longer trips. He stays on nicely and can be a hard horse to get past. But with the big weight and the wide draw, that was just my concern.
That is our second replay. And the first starters, there's 3 of them, and they all come out of the same trial in the lead up to their debuts in Hong Kong. Lowrider wins it. He's had 2 trials, excellence value runs 7th here, and Winning Wing in the blue colours, only a handful of trials, but he runs on quite well late in this one.
Yeah, look, it was a nice trial from him. I think this is a stepping stone for all 3, so I'm happy to watch all 3 on their Hong Kong debuts, see what they can do from here. But look, there obviously is a level of ability with all 3 of them, but I think they'll be here for sort of bigger fish to fry later in the 4-year-old series.
And that is a breakdown of horses in race number 10, but it's Mark Wynn again.
I think he can. I think Mark Wynn can win, so he's on top. And he looks like a really progressive horse with rating points in hand. Storm Rider's got a lot better draw. I think he can sit just in behind the pace. Charming Legend, and you can't leave Old Beauty Crescent in. He's very consistent without winning. 7, 11, 2, 3.
And that is all of the previews for the 10 races at Sha Tin on Sunday. The first gets underway at 1 o'clock local.